Good morning, everyone. My name is Tiffany. I'm from Santa Clara Junior High School. My story is about Roro Kidul. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom in West Java called Pakuan Pajajaran. The kingdom was ruled by a very wise king. The king named Prabu Siliwangi. He had many children, and one of them was Putri Kandita. Her father loved her so much because she was beautiful, kind, and wise, just like her father. As she grew up, she became more beautiful. Because she was the only child of the empress, Putri Kandita became a potential heir to the throne of Prabu Siliwangi as king. The concubines and their children heard about that and became unhappy. They didn't want Putri Kandita to be the next person to rule the palace. Therefore, the concubines and their children asked for help to a powerful magician for casting a curse on Putri Kandita and her mother. With her black magic, the witch put a curse on them, so they had leprosy. The next day, the faces of Putri Kandita and her mother became ugly and smelled badly. Prabu Siliwangi was very worried, so he called several royal physicians to cure them. However, none of them could help them. After a while, Putri Kandita's illness got worse and her mother died. One day, the concubines and their children slandered the king. "Your Majesty, I think you should send Putri Kandita away from the palace before her illness spreads." The king didn't want to do it at first, but he didn't want her illness to spread out. The king decided to send Putri Kandita away from the palace. They didn't know if Putri Kandita heard their conversation. Putri Kandita was very sad and decided to leave the palace. She walked for days and finally arrived at the southern coast. She decided to rest on one of the rocks and fell asleep. Suddenly, she heard a magical voice said, "Throw yourself into the sea. If you want to be healed, your skin will be smooth as before." After that, Putri Kandita woke up and was a bit hesitant because maybe it was just the sound of people whispering to her while sleeping. But after that, Putri Kandita decided to throw herself into the water. When she touched the water, her skin became smoother than before. Her illness also cured. Putri Kandita didn't want to go back to the palace, but she settled on the southern coast and gathered with the fishermen who were there. Because of Putri Kandita's beauty, many princes wanted to propose her, but most of them gave up because Putri Kandita gave a lot of very difficult conditions. And one of them was to complain about magic of the wave, and no one won against her. Since then, Putri Kandita, known as the Queen of the South Seas of Java Island, named Nyi Roro Kidul. That's all my story. Thank you for listening. See you next time.